up, guys? We are back, locked into Bear Talks. I know I haven't been here for ages, guys. I thought I had the coronavirus, but I don't. I'm joking. It's just a normal flu, guys. As you guys have seen online, normal flu-like symptoms. So I was joking. Don't go and fucking troll me online. Anyway, I'm here with my co-host, and we have an amazing guest on the show as well. So I'll let the guys introduce themselves.
I'm Bubbles.
I'm Ollie Taiwo.
I'm Tantrum Artist.
Did I say who I was? I didn't, did I?
No.
Naomi, guys.
I think she's having a bit of a blonde moment today.
Thanks.
Yeah, so obviously you guys have invited me on, and today I wanted to just throw it out there about a certain situation that got posed to me. So someone messaged me and they said that apparently it's been proven that the mixed race genes is the better genes.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
Oh,
So I just
Like,
wanted
what?
to get everyone's opinion.
boy, there
on
is
this
a
topic.
lot of
Better
opinions on that. Oh, boy.
Me personally, at the time, I didn't react. I just gave an ignorant person an ignorant answer. But I really wanted to discuss it because I feel like it splits us up as one people, you know? So what's you guys' views, and why do you think that is? Why do you think we're so focused on colour?
Why are you looking
Too serious? I can't even do that? Okay.
I just feel like I definitely agree with, you know, the truth of the matter that it's very divisive. Like, it's just making people become very polarized in opinions and about a topic that's really not important. But I do also feel like in 21st century, in contemporary society, everything is becoming very centralized. Everything is becoming very mixed. And I don't feel like there's anything wrong with it, but I just don't like the idea of pushing this narrative that being mixed raced or like is better.
Yeah.
What is better?
Exactly. Or, the better gene. I don't know. Agree. That probably a bit quite. No, there's no better. Everyone's just equal, man. Everyone should be equal. I don't see one race better than any other race. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I don't agree with that comment. And I don't know if I'd be able to have held my mouth if that was a comment under my post or my page or what have you. Do you know what I mean? That's really, really horrible. Yeah, it is. I think so.
I think it's safe. But yeah, you go.
All I can say is, like, if you want to get with somebody of a different race, there's no problem, there's no issue with that. But don't come up with that nonsense. It's nonsense. You can go to different parts of the world, you get slapped hard. Go to Russia and say that kind of thing.
Did you ask the person why they felt that way? Well, they actually sent me a clip from Malcolm X talking about coffee. Oh gosh. Talking about coffee and saying if it's too strong, what do you add to it? Milk. Oh my days! No, they didn't. Yeah, they did. No, they didn't. Personally, I don't drink coffee anymore because it's toxic. Well, when I do have coffee and it's too strong, I put it off and add water. Because milk is cancerous. Thanks for telling me that. I didn't even know that. Yeah, especially for women. Oh wow. Yeah, it's prone to giving us breast cancer and stuff. Okay. Yeah. All dairy, feel that. Yeah. That's a really, really horrible thing to say and very ignorant. Uneducated person. Whoever you said that, go read a book, go look into history.
The thing is, the more I'm thinking about the statement, I feel like the person in question, especially with you adding that the coffee thing, that's just dumb. Yeah. I do feel like that person is ignorant. They're not that educated, but I feel like there are some people who have that argument,
they do
and
think that
I can understand their perspective only because of this day and age where it's like, being white, you face issues. Being black, you face issues. Being mixed race or being mixed is a very safe area to be. Like you have the liberty to explore both sides of the spectrum. I'm not saying that by any means it's better. Yeah. But I could understand the argument that, like I said, the world is becoming very centralized. People are there's fluid everything.
Yeah, but I feel like
sexuality,
a white person ain't going to look at a mixed race person and say, oh yeah, you're white, mate.
Yeah, but I'm saying that they don't necessarily experience the same scrutinies that a black person would face in the workplace, for example. When you're mixed, it's like you're in the corporate world, you're kind of still on that side.
Yeah.
And obviously, for the most part, those are areas that shape our day to day. Like if you can get by in the working world, you're kind of all right for the most part. And of course, like when it comes to like social groups, it's a bit awkward, or you're mixed race, or you black or you white. But more of us go to work, and you want to just be able to get by. So if you can get by like economically, then you're safe. So that's the only reason why I'm saying that those who present those kind of arguments, I can understand why they feel like being mixed race is safe. It's a safe place to be.
But this person has one black parent, though, right? So they're even looking at being better than even one of their parents.
Like again, I'm not saying that it's better. I'm just saying that there are people who propose that argument, who propose it to be a place of like it's safe. Like in this day and age, being black, you experience a lot of hate. Being white, you experience hate in your own way. Being mixed race, you're safe. Like I don't know if I necessarily hear too much of mixed race people like complaining about being hard done by society. Like they just get on with it. Like they're just in a grey area. They just
I've met a few mixed race people that sometimes feel in between, because like when they're like say with the white side of their family, they're one type of way, and then with the black side of their family, they're another type of way. So a lot of people will turn around and say, oh, they don't know that where they fit in. You get me? I've had that come back from some mixed race people, but that comment that person said, I mean, like I said, they've got one parent that's one race and another parent that's another. So how can you say being mixed race is better? Like you're saying you're better than one of your parents, or the black one predominantly. Do you know what I mean? You're saying you're better than your black parent. Does it make no sense? Because you come from the gene. You come from that same gene. So yeah, it's a bit weird. But yeah, that got posed, and then I end up posting it out, and then a mad debate started on my WhatsApp, which then led to a black person then saying, because I said, my response to it when I reflected on what the person said, I said, you know what? I feel like as a race, it's time we started like growing as a race, working on ourselves. You know, it's always, let's pick at this, let's find this. We never come together and try to rise as a race. Well, we've always got issues in between ourselves, yeah? So then I put up like a write-up based around that, and then this black person, full black, came back and said, I'm up the white man's arse because now you're saying that it's our fault with racism, we was oppressed, and so and so apparently because I'm saying we're not coming together, so we're divided and we keep killing ourselves. Hence the young boys on the street, they're killing themselves. Why do you hate each other so much? You know, we need to grow, we need to change, we need to rewire our minds. He's gonna say that I'm sucking up the white man's arse and it was slavery that trained us to be this way. So indirectly it's like he's saying that, because we was enslaved, another black brother it's all right to stab another black brother because they trained us to be that way. And I feel like that mindset is not progressive.
Exactly.
We're not going anywhere.
Excuses. We all know that slavery happened. Okay, so what's next? Okay, we were trained to hate each other, to kill each other, to not like our skin, etc., etc. Like, what is next? You can't keep blaming it on slavery.
Yeah.
When there.
Exactly, and this is what that's what hurts me the most. Now that's what hurts me the most, yeah, because these people are talking with such passion and such hatred. Like you was there. Did you have a chain around your neck? Did you eat pig intestines? Were you thrown over ships? Did you have shark change their trail to follow the slave ships because they were fed from our black people? Were you dead? You know that fair? And now you're coming with all of this anger. I'm actually really annoyed when it comes to all of these things.
You have to realize the stigma is still
it's too much.
We weren't born into that generation, but
still
the
affects
stigma
us today.
is still there. It will affect us for years to come. Yeah, I'm Nigerian. Not one person in my bloodline that I know of was a slave. You get me? Like, so
how do you know that?
In my bloodline, it's like.
But your bloodline goes back.
Wait. I ain't even finished with that yet. Because I don't know, like, you know, this whole, we once spoke about doing this whole DNA test because, we don't know whether, like, there are people that we don't know of that ended up in the Caribbean or elsewhere. But what I'm trying to say is, like, this kind of still goes back to, like, dark-skinned people and light-skinned people as well. Because, like, the whole mixed race thing and the light-skin thing goes hand in hand. And it's annoying Because I'm dark skinned and I don't care. Like, if you want to go out with a white girl, you want to go out with a Chinese girl, go out with a Chinese girl. You get me? Like, go out with a black girl, go out with an empress. Do your thing. So, for example, like my nephew, he's what you would call dual heritage, mixed race. Yeah? He doesn't see himself as one particular, he doesn't see himself as like a split thing. Yeah, he's moved on from like his troubled days and like he's managed to sort himself out and get someone in life. Yeah, he's actually doing well. So like the whole persona of like two brothers on the road are like murking themselves. You know, it's down to the individuals. It's simply down to the individuals that are going out there and doing something. You know, it's not about what happened hundreds of years ago.
Don't you think why she made the comment about the brothers killing each other is because it's predominantly black on black crime? Like there's a police force specifically for black on black. I think, is it Trident? That's for black on black crime. Mm-hmm. There's no police for just white on white crime. Why is it that black people, young black men, are killing each other? That's a big issue that we need to overcome.
And just to add, like black people are like minority in this country, even more minority than the Asians. So why do black people need that special police force?
Yeah. That's true.
Because we're simply classed as more dangerous, like, even though we're not, really. Okay, fair enough, when we have an issue with another person, we prefer to handle it there and then rather than the whole long...
Yeah, well, handle it with your knuckles, innit?
Yeah, like, that is a good point.
Why even use violence whatsoever?
Yeah,
exactly.
Smart.
Exactly.
What?
But if you want to get physical, why do you have to say, okay, I'm going to end his life? That's going into the spiritual side of things now. You see, they're darkening their soul and taking another soul. It's just like, there's more to life than what meets the eye. So I don't understand why we're so angry.
I'm just trying to think back to how you opened the second topic and the person saying that you're what did you say, kissing or eating?
Kissing the white man's ass because I basically said that we need to...
I don't understand where or what black people are thinking as a collective. Like I said earlier, okay, put aside the fact that a lot of us weren't around when slavery occurred, we are still experiencing racism in most of our lives, like whether it's economically, whether it's socially, whatever. And it's like, when are we going to learn and identify active steps that we need to carry out to take us from one level to another? And the conversation can't continue to just be, because white people, because they've been. Like, nothing's changed there. So you saying, you're kissing the white person's ass because we're taking accountability, I just feel like, I don't know, like sometimes I just feel like there's no hope for us.
That's what I felt like.
No, never give up hope.
No, that's what I felt like.
No, I'm not saying that I'm giving up hope, but I don't have as much hope as us as a collective. I feel like there is within our minority, within us being minorities, there's a minority of people who are conscious, who understand, you know, like how to maneuver and how to elevate ourselves. And obviously within that small minority, you have those who leave like a certain economic group and then they forget about where they've come from. But then there are some that are still within that minority group and they're like, like we need to teach each other things. But I think I've read somewhere that says if you want to hide anything from black people, put in a book. Black people don't read.
Yeah.
You want to just point fingers and say, they're doing this, they're doing that. From when Asians and white people have taken two of the things that we're best at, which is beauty and music, and are laughing. And we're
coming back. We're coming back with the music now. I'm seeing a lot of the industry changing, and black people are more coming together. And I think if we get to a certain place, then the next generations of kids will grow up in a much more happier environment and won't be so angry, won't be so envious of others, and won't feel like, because he's got this, I'm going to kill him to take. They won't be fighting against each other because one has something else. I think that is coming. It is coming. It's coming. There is change going to happen, man.
Yeah, it's happening very slowly. But
it's happening very slowly.
Yeah.
Very slow.
We just need to
And there needs more change.
Yeah, and we need to think bigger than
that we don't.
Designer, cars, like invest,
awards, everything.
Go back home. I do feel like a lot of us, or like within my age group, a lot of people are starting to think more about back home. Like people are going, even things like Afro Nation, people are very like adamant to go back home and increase tourism, whether you know that you're doing it actively or not doing it actively. We are starting to kind of build back what is our homeland. But mentality, I feel like, is something that I don't know how we're gonna
needs to be
just restart.
Yeah, because you can lose your life for just stepping on someone's trainers. By just looking over. Don't look too long, because that's death. You know what I mean? It's serious, actually. It's really serious.
Areas that your parents are, or they don't even own the house.
They don't own the house.
Like, it don't make sense. Like, whose postcode? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, but where do you think that comes from? That's a bit like, that's too ignorant, isn't it? That's a bit, come on, that's like...
Well, slowly it should. Remember we were saying earlier today that how united, like now you see Brixton and Peckham working together rather than saying, oh, Brixton against Peckham. That it is slowly changing. I'm seeing positive changes, slowly.
Very optimistic.
To
answer your question, I feel like it comes from us. Okay, this is me being a bit of a hypocrite because I just spoke about not referring to racism, but I do feel like it has to do with the fact that we've been conditioned and we want to feel like we have power somehow. And for the most part, the things that we think symbolize power are things like ownership, or things like the material things. So we go out of our way to look a particular way and to claim things that aren't ours just to feel powerful. But we don't understand that if we are trying to use that to measure up against like white people, for example, or Asians, they actually own stuff.
Yeah.
So their flyness or their ego or the power that they have is low-key earned, even if the way society is set up to make them have the better hand, if that makes sense.
But if we came together, we could do it ourselves.
Yeah.
Our power lies within us, our spiritual being. That is what makes us powerful. We need to go back to our roots and go to our spiritual side. Like you said, once people start killing each other, they're going into the spiritual realm. Do you know what I mean? You need to find that within you.
As a race of scattered people, because that's what we are as black people, yes, we have our own continent, but there are that many black people that have never been to Africa, and they're black.
Sorry,
you know?
I plan to though.
I'm saying, I don't mean it in a bad way, but I'm trying to like explain like, and touch. I know, and touching on what like people going home and building. Like,
but some black people feel like they don't belong to Africa.
That's where we are.
Yeah, they have that issue.
That's what
people
made to believe.
Them black Americans. Yeah. Oh my days, guys. Oh my days. Tutus now. No. No, because like I love Americans, because I just feel like they're very new to like the planet in there. Like I find them like very interesting, like the way they think and they do things. And I went to America, I think like maybe 6 years ago, having a conversation with my cousin's friends, and they're like, "Oh, like it's so cool that you guys know where you're from. Like I proper know that I'm half Congolese, half Angolan. I can tell you about my motherland, kind of thing." You'll ask them, and they're like, "I'm just Black American," and I'm just there like, "No, I mean like where are your parents from?" Obviously, some of them generally don't know where their parents are from, which is fair enough. Do a bit of research, whatever. I went there again in November, and I'm having a conversation, and this guy was adamant to argue that there's no such thing as like African American, like you're a Black American, like you should identify with the
land that you live on.
Yeah, but that's not just Americans. A lot of Caribbeans.
Do it. And that's not right.
And it hurt. That one hurt more than the American.
Yeah, but I'm Caribbean.
I get that.
But it's about educating yourself as well.
Yeah.
You know, so I do know a lot of Caribbeans that they disown this whole notion of.
They say they're not African.
Yeah, they say they're not African. We definitely African.
I'm not even joking. Like that's got me into some sticky situations.
All right, yeah.
Like sticky, like there's certain man them that I used to roll with. Like you say that their heritage is African overall, they'll go mad.
Yeah.
Like, mad. Like
why? We're just
What's wrong with being African?
How do they think? Yeah, do they even know the original Arawak Indians that was in Jamaica before black people was in Jamaica? So better they even call themselves a damn Arawak Indian rather than saying they're Jamaican.
But that's what they've been made to believe, unfortunately.
But who made them to believe that? And this is what I'm saying. We can't keep making excuses. Don't make excuses for them. No. Like, we're all smart. We all have the same capacity. Go and learn. Go and research. Like, if you really want to seek the soul, you can find it. Information is there. Go to, it's like you're saying, go to Africa. Go and see your roots.
Yeah, but this, alright, how do I put it? If it weren't, like, I was born here, yeah. If it weren't for my parents making sure, like, I got told I was going to Nigeria for 2 weeks. I ended up there for 6 years.
Mockery.
So what I'm trying to say, yeah, is like, not everyone's parents, like, are forceful about the whole culture.
Yeah, but my parents don't force me.
But why should it be forceful?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be forceful. Like, I grew up asking questions. I wanted to know these kind of things. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't have to force it on your child. You should just bring them up knowing their roots. And this is why us as black people need to educate ourselves, because then we're going to teach our children. If we're not educated, what knowledge have we got to pass on to our kids?
I said that wrong. Because, like, when I say parents being forceful, my parents were forceful because I was a little so-and-so. So that's why I can say.
That's why you got left in Nigeria for 6 months.
6 years.
6 years.
6 years?
Yeah.
I thought 6 months.
No, 6 years.
A lot of kids do get to just go. Let's be real. Like, a lot of kids, they do get to go home for just holidays and come back.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of families that want to do that. And let's be real, yeah. Economically speaking, it costs like averagely about £800 for a flight to Africa. You can go to the USA for £250.
Word.
Yeah, they're making it expensive for us to go.
They don't want us going back. They want us to stay in their economy and spend their money.
Yeah.
So you see, like, there's a lot of factors that cause.
But you say that as well. I find when you go back home, like when I was a kid growing up, like I'm half Jamaican, half St. Lucian, and going back to St. Lucian, like there were certain beaches that were just for the locals, like not just for the locals, but it was just a lot of locals at these certain beaches. Then they go build a hotel. Before you know it, these same beaches are full up of white people and tourists, and it's like, whoa, like you're saying that you're gonna make us spend so much to go back home, but then the tourists are the ones flying back. And enjoying what we should be enjoying.
That's the way economics works. Look at the newest tourist attraction in the world, Cabo Verde. Group of 5 islands. Originally, it is African Portuguese. It's like African Portuguese. But now, when you go there, like even I was part of the sales force selling houses for that area. Yeah. It's just white people. Russians came, the Italians came, and they've taken over because they got money, unfortunately. Our own people that have money,
they ain't trying to go there. Yeah, they're not trying to go there.
Unfortunately, and that's the problem. The Chinese, like I always talk about the Chinese. They made films about this. They came to Europe, learned everything they could, and pissed off back home. And I don't mean it in a disrespectful way, because that's what they did, and they're still doing it.
But even in Africa, the Chinese are doing bits, man.
Yeah, even in the Caribbean as well.
They're doing bits.
Yeah,
they are. Actually, they are.
You see, yeah.
What do you guys think about the argument of, like, obviously you can be born in Western society and then you go home and it's like that doesn't feel like home either, because when you, like, for example, when you go back home and visit like the Caribbean or Africa, you still stand out. I don't know if our skin just shines different from their skin, but they'll notice that you're not from there, so you still feel a bit outcasted. So that's that, like.
Well, it's all about. I think it's all about also
identity.
I just feel outcasted because they think I'm rich. They think I come on a big plane and I got a whole heap of money to give them. Yeah, that's.
I think it's like that for everywhere.
It's true, but that's why I feel I'm just like, damn. But what I'm worried about is, imagine if they wanted to send me home. Where are they sending me? Because I have one parent Jamaican, one St. Lucian. You send me back home to where? Which one?
Yeah, but you got options.
Options.
And you can go. Yeah, there's so much positives to that. You're a Caribbean girl.
Yeah, but it's like which island?
Yeah, but you go to whatever island, you can go back and forth. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, and create your business there and create a business there. Listen, it's all about just expanding.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know, I wanted to touch back on what you were saying about going home. I don't feel like you need to go home to actually learn about your roots. My parents, they didn't teach me nothing that I now believe in and feel strongly about. Like, my mom, you could never say to her, like, she's African. She's from that ignorant lot. I just went and found, you get me? I went and researched, got the information for myself. I needed the truth. And you can't just go through life just blinded. You can't just be just going with the wind. Then you don't have a sense of purpose. And I needed to find a sense of purpose. That's what made me powerful. You see what I'm saying?
Knowing,
it's like you can't
They say
walk around.
knowledge is power, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a true
I
saying.
feel like literally powerful beyond measure, knowing that I know certain information.
Yeah.
Even like my mum also has like some ignorant perspectives, and I can understand that she came to Europe when she was 19 from Africa. So for her, she was conditioned to believe that everything that is closer to white is the best thing.
Yeah,
like
that generation, innit?
So even now, like certain arguments, I don't know if I had this conversation with you guys, but me and her got into an argument because when the Meghan situation happened, she was like, "Oh, Meghan went to the into the royal family and she's dividing them because she's." I'm like, so you're one of them, mum, is what you're saying. Like you're one of those people who are driving this narrative that the black woman is the issue, and she couldn't understand why I got so defensive because I'm part of the new age that has a very good understanding of how the media manipulates and just wants to make black people look bad and like the aggressors. But yeah, I don't think people really are aware of how fresh racism is. Like anybody who's over the age of maybe like 60 has a granddad that was probably okay with saying the word nigger, and that's very very, very there.
No,
I remember my neighbour came home one day and she said that when she used to work at the bank, an old couple came in and the old husband made a joke like, "Oh, they left you in the oven for a bit long, didn't you?" But he didn't realise that he was being racist. Like he thought he was being funny, and I was like, "Fam, like racism only just like." That's why we're still dealing with so much hardship because it's very much still there. Like people's grandparents were alive and kicking when you couldn't share toilets with black people. So these arguments of mixed race being safe or like us kissing the white man, I can understand why people are still so ignorant because it's still a part of our everyday. Like we're still trying to wash it out of our parents and our grandparents. Do you get it?
Let's be real, social media don't help, and celebrities definitely don't help. And no names mentioned. That's all I will say on that.
True.
Did you guys see the tweet from ZZ Mills about, there was a picture that surfaced of Kylie Jenner. I don't know if she's like channeling Beyonce or she just happens to look like Beyonce suddenly. But she made a tweet basically saying that black men are the ones that are kind of like fueling this, what's the word? Fueling white women to channel their inner black whilst kind of like not necessarily promoting black women in our beauty.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mariah Carey and the other woman had the same thing. Like I can't remember the other woman's name. Like
Amber Rose.
Yeah, that she got blasted.
Did you see Brandy? Kim Kardashian had the long braids, and Brandy has long braids, and they were asking her like how she feels about Kim Kardashian rocking the braids, but she said she actually likes it because she feels like she's embracing the black culture.
Yeah.
You know, so she looked at it in a positive way. Oh God!
But the problem is,
push up your
when
nose.
a black woman does it,
the media doesn't. Yeah, the media doesn't
take our stuff and commercialize.
Yeah,
it
that's the problem.
Like, I don't like it.
That's the problem I have with it.
Yeah.
When we do it, when the sisters do it,
I remember
when
going to primary
like,
school and having certain style of braids wasn't even allowed in primary school.
Yeah,
But
some people.
in other years, it's like white kids could come and have the plaits and they can get away with it. So you can have pigtails, but I can't have loads of plaits. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's weird.
So it's basically what's happening right now in the media. And it's been happening. It gradually came in as well. And I think it's in every aspect. When they started doing up the lips, and they started doing up the it just started slowly coming in. Next minute it's the hairstyle. Next minute it's actually the cultural attire. They go there.
We're in a new
But back in
era,
history,
like,
black people were put in zoos to be looked at because we had big hips and big bums, and it was funny.
In France.
Yeah, in France, it was funny that we were like
The way we
figures.
were. Yeah.
But now all of a sudden they glorify the figures and want it.
Yeah. This is it.
Yeah. Wow.
So how long? My last question. How long do you think it's gonna take for us as a race to get to where we need to?
We need our
I
own
give it another
generation
20
to die
years.
out. Nope, it's going to be a bit longer than that. It's going to take another 100 and 150 years.
I'm with
Me
him.
and my dad
No,
had this
man.
conversation, and like he was telling me some deep things like I'm not going to talk on camera about, but in between me and my dad's opinion, 100 to 150 years.
Yeah, I think I might agree with you. Only because of the fact that you have to recondition our minds. It's
Yeah.
about our minds first, and then it's like everything else falls after. One thing that I can appreciate about white people is how they think when it comes to money and building, and yeah, there's just certain parts of how they maneuver financially that I feel like we're not there yet.
Yeah, the structure.
Once we get that enlightenment, that will allow everything else to play into, and we'll realise that everything else really just doesn't matter.
I would just like to point out, I feel like black people also taught them a lot of those kind of ways,
Absolutely.
and they took it and ran with it.
Absolutely.
And outraised, they just this.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we're gonna wrap it up for tonight. Thank you for listening in. I'm Bubbles.
I'm Naomi.
Oli Taiwo.
I'm Tantrum.
See you next week.
Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share.
Mm-hmm.
All of that.